This week's Walk and Talk brings us to West Bend, Wisconsin at a new Walmart. We haven't been here yet. Welcome to this week's Walk and Talk. There's so much happening with Arcade1up. This is a brand new Walmart. We have not been here yet, and there's a reason why we're here. There's so much to go over, and it all ties in with our first stop today. Guys, I found a riser. 2 risers, all right? 59 online, they were like $59.99. They do have 2, okay, right here, $59. It's right about the 99 cents. And then 2 peasant versions. Now, what I want to get into, we're gonna still see these. This is a Walmart exclusive. Arcade1up announces the XL. Pac-Man. We're like, you know, why would you do that? You just have the deluxe. Because if you don't have the deluxe, you can still get this. You can buy the riser. You got Pac-Man. You can get the XL. They're giving us 4 to 5 different form factors. That's what Arcade1up's selling us. That's going to be their image. And talking with the real Zim, the last Walk and Talk where we talked exclusively at Best Buy about the XLs in front of the Pac-Man Deluxe, it hit me. They're not trying to like FOMO us into buying XLs. I mean, you can if you want. They're giving us options. This is Arcade1up's identity. Get whatever you want, and that's what we're going to go over today. Starting off with Walmart, you can pick up the peasant versions, which in time are those classic versions. Pac-Man, Ms. Pac-Man, Mortal Kombat 2. You come up to a store, you're at Walmart, you see the Pac-Man, you see the Ms. Pac-Man, you see the Mortal Kombat 2. Are you lured into picking up any of these? It's tempting, guys. You know, the prices have to be legit. But you know what? We came a long ways up here. I want to say it's about a 45-minute drive. I'm going to pick up one of these risers. I can't resist it. I'm going to regret not getting this. We're leaving here with a riser today. Of course, I parked in Milwaukee. We walked all the way out here. I mean, we're in the middle of nowhere here. West Bend, Wisconsin is just, you can see the freeway over here. Let me zoom in on that. That's where I exited. I believe it was 41 North. Came off, and some busy shopping areas over here. There was a Home Depot. You got a Ross, Dunham Sports, the Walmart, Old Navy's. Old Navy's over there. You can zoom in. But I parked in Milwaukee. I was going to say Chicago. I always say I parked in Chicago. But since I'm way past Milwaukee, basically parked in Milwaukee, made the walk all the way over here. We picked up the riser. Made the decision a couple of days ago that I was going to buy this. This morning, I was downstairs working out with Lucky, down in the gym, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna, not only am I gonna pick this up, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, I'm gonna give it away for Arcades Anonymous. Let me, a little zoomed in here, we back that off. We're gonna give it away on Arcades Anonymous, which airs every Wednesday night. Well, I'm in the mood to find more Arcade1ups today. What do you guys think? Let's find them all. I'm going to Jackson. We're on a quest for fun, a quest for Arcade1ups. And the Arcade1ups are just around the corner over here. And the only way they're gonna sell these is if they're in a store. Over where the video games are, seeing all this, again, the only way these move is by having them in a store here for people to come up. Now they do have the prices right here. This is just what we saw, and look, they did have a sticker here. That might have been from the first time we saw the risers here, but they do have cabinets, and they are acknowledging the $2.99 price, which I know it's steep. And I did a short here, and I just want to say that I wasn't pointing out that this was incredible deals, but when you're taking $200 off a Blitz, $3.99, it's worth, there's another cab over here on the side, it's worth a short.
Like and subscribe.
And since I'm standing here with Pac-Man, Ms. Pac-Man, and Mortal Kombat, just look at the classic here. So we have the new Mortal Kombat 2, the Ms. Pac-Man, and the Pac-Man. You would think these will come down even more just because of that. So if they're bringing a new lineup here, if you are coming to a Walmart and you see this and you're enticed, like, hey, you know, maybe I should pick these up. I mean, just wait, because this is, you know, it's an outdated version. Even though you get the coin doors, it's a different look, it's a different form factor. These should drop. There's the Pac-Man, the Mortal Kombat, and then the Ms. Pac-Man. And the Ms. Pac-Man, you know, a lot of people, you know, never really liked the black, but you know what? They're slowly selling out, and it will go with that riser. Like, you don't have to do anything. I mean, think about that. You get the black riser. It will match this cabinet. It will also match MK30th. You know, you might have to do something about it for Pac-Man, but I mean, they are tempting. Knowing that there's new cabinets coming out, but the price does have to come down. I just love when a store has these. And that Ms. Pac-Man, I mean, that's new. That wasn't here last time. It's open space right here. I was just thinking of something. If they had a demo of the peasant version without the riser, this guy's just waiting for me to, like, just turn it around, just trying to sell me something. If they just had a demo version here, there's plenty of room. Like, again, I understand that, you know, the TVs are cheaper than having all these Arcade1ups like in stock. I mean, you did see there's plenty of Arcade1ups over there. But if they had a demo unit somewhere in this store for people to go up, they would sell more of those. And that's what Best Buy is doing. We saw that at ABT Electronics. That's what retailers need. They'll move these things. I wanted a visual. I went to come back here like a week or two ago, and I just couldn't fit it in the walk and talk, but because there's so many different things at Kohl's, and right here, actually kind of just fell in this. I thought we were gonna go, there's an Amazon return somewhere way off in the distance over there, but I found this. Now this is, look at this, guys, an NBA Jam countercade. Holy cow. So we're in Menominee Falls. I had no idea. A Pac-Man collectorcade, Mortal Kombat, the Couchcade, you know, the classic Couchcade that won't go away. But the 2-player NBA Jam countercade, very interesting. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I thought, because you have so much different stuff at Kohl's, you have these little handhelds here, and there's Pac-Man, and then the Galaga back here. This would be a great spot for a big Buck Hunter Deluxe. You know, if one was just set up somewhere, I mean, how many people would go up to it and play it? Somewhere out in the front here, where you'd see like the Amazon stuff, the Google stuff. Let's have an Arcade1up right here. People will come up to it, just like I came up to this. On Arcade1up right now, just looking at that big Buck Hunter Deluxe. I know this is kind of old news. I mean, guys, there's been so much stuff. There's been so much news coming out that Time Crisis and Big Buck Hunter kind of seem like it's yesterday's news already. With the XL, with new countercades, with that new Atari 50, and we'll get into all this. I mean, a lot of people have covered it, but we'll get into this. But having a Big Buck Hunter, just having this set up somewhere at Kohl's, I think it'd be a great spot for this. People, I mean, who wouldn't want to come up and just test out these light guns? It would draw people. You know, you're at that, what, $587? Is that the price range on this? Throw in some Kohl's cash, you got yourself a banger. Throw out some Kohl's cash for what we have here. People will pick this up. Having this at stores is huge. I mean, you really got to look, because, you know, when I'm walking down this aisle, you know, you have luggage, Google Home, Amazon, all your kitchen stuff. And then right over here is tucked into the side, Arcade1up, headphones, handhelds, blenders. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. This is why Kohl's would be a good spot to have something like Big Buck Hunter on display. And just looking at the 2-player NBA Jam countercade, and this is what excites me, is the fact that we have 2 partycades available. We have the Shaq Partycade and then the new NBA Jam Partycade. That's like the deluxe. There's so many NBA Jams, like I had to think for a second, but this is becoming yesterday's news. and kind of sound like my senior English teacher, where she's like, that's yesterday's news. But it is. I mean, we're gonna start seeing these things drop. I mean, they're gonna have to. They'll have the same games list, but actually, and then seeing these in stores. I mean, we're at Kohl's. I mean, to come up here and see Arcade1ups, it's awesome because I've never seen a countercade in a store before. This is another reason. I mean, Kohl's having Arcade1up, bringing stuff in here. People coming up. I mean, hey, they'll sell these things. Better chance of selling them in a store than someone swiping on their phone and going right over it. I mean, you can actually look in here, get a good feel for it, and be like, you know what, this isn't bad. And I had this countercade, and I really liked it. And guys, I like it better than my 3/4 scale, and that's why I won't leave Shack Jam alone. I should have just got Shack Jam over the NBA Jam I have, because when you pick the countercade over that first 3/4 NBA Jam scale cabinet, I mean, what does that tell you? This thing's good. With the right price, somebody will buy this and really love it. I was actually just kind of hoping to find the MK collectorcade here, guys. I mean, the fact that, you know, I thought it was cool that we saw the Pac-Man, the couchcade, but man, that NBA Jam countercade. That was really cool seeing this. I'm glad we stopped in this Kohl's. This isn't a Kohl's I check out a lot, but this is cool. This is the most excited I've been in Kohl's in a long time. How great was that to see an NBA Jam countercade at Kohl's? I don't know if I've ever seen a countercade in a store other than used. I'm gonna go to Best Buy. We'll keep this streak going. Find some more Arcade1ups. And at one of my other favorite Best Buys, there's just been so much news in the last couple of days. There's just so much to talk about with Arcade1up today. And again, where better to talk Arcade1up than at Best Buy. And like I said, always greeted with those Arcade1ups. It's always a pleasant view coming through the doors and seeing Arcade1ups. And I just want to say that Walmart has a better deal than what Best Buy is showing on that Blitz. We just saw it for $3.99. I don't see a price here, but you know it's probably coming up at $5.99. The Deluxe are sitting at $4.99. They have the Class 81 NFL Blitz by the doors. Everything comes back, I guess, right? I mean, that's what we're doing. Sell that nostalgia. It's crazy what we're finding out here. And what do they have at Best Buy for Arcade1ups? There was a Class 81 by the doors, another one here. I saw the $4.99. I don't remember what was over here last week, but something's obviously moved. This He-Man, I wanted to pick him up for Toys for Tots. I don't know if I'm able to swing it. I'm gonna have to wait another week for the new billing cycle with that riser purchase we just did, but hopefully I'll find it. And there's been a couple of these. A couple different Best Buys have had this, but I just want to say this is the best looking He-Man figure I've seen. I mean, it just looks great. Next to the Ultimate Warrior over here. And anything different? So remember they had that black strip right here, so that's gone. Like, they changed the price. They went back, so it kind of threw me off, like, you know, maybe this is going to be on sale. Still waiting for that. Terminator 2. Probably the 98th time I've brought this up. Still sitting at $315.99 in store. You save $384. Nothing else on here, but yeah, NFL Blitz, the $5.99. Walmart's got you beat. I'm sure Best Buy price matches, but just saying that for $3.99, it's not a bad price for that. So looking at, we just talked about the XL. There's a Costco right around the corner. We're gonna go over there. I don't know if I'll be able to go inside. I'm not a Costco member, but I'd like to talk a little bit about the XL. Just at Costco, just because, you know, we're so close. But having these on display, I mean, again, people coming up, checking these out, you know, able to play these. I don't know why this is off. Just turn on the marquee. Let's powering on. Mortal Kombat 2 Deluxe is on. I think an XL, basically, because this is on this like platform right here, this is about where an XL would be, like just about as tall as I am, but a bigger marquee. And we went over this a couple of days ago, but it is tempting, guys, you know, because, you know, the bigger the better. I just love the screw caps they put on these. You know, they even got the ones on the Mortal Kombat 2. So it was the Best Buy I was at that didn't have these on here. They left them off. It's good to see that they went the extra mile here and put them on. But when we see these, and you see, you know, riser, we're gonna continue to see this from Arcade1up. You're gonna see all these other form factors, partycades, countercades, deluxe, XL, peasant version, classics, and then the 3/4 with the riser. And I think this is what we'll continue to see this. I was wrong when I said, you know what, I think they're gonna go all XL. They're just gonna go all for trying to get anyone who's anyone into this hobby by having different variations, right, of arcades that they can bring home. I think that's what Arcade1up's identity is, and that's what this walk and talk was about. And it was about to find as many Arcade1ups as we could with stores that actually carry them inside, and this is why, because like it draws me here. We can do a video, we can look at this stuff, and customers can come here, come right up to this and check it out. And Friday night, my pal Chaotic BPR broke the news about the Atari 50, Arcade1up's new cabinet that stands 61 inches tall, and it's the 50th anniversary here. I mean, there's a ton of 50s. Here's the game lineup, 14 games. I was chatting with Greg's Game Room the other day in a live stream, and he's hearing rumblings that there could be Atari 2600 ROMs in here. Now, I didn't hear that, but I mean, I'd be shocked if they weren't the arcade ROMs. But here are our game selection. I know this has been covered, but Chaotic throwing this out there. We were all texting each other going, oh my gosh, this is the 80s cabinet, guys. This is the 80s release from Arcade1up. Now, they said that they might come up with another 2 or 3 announcements this year. I mean, as a recording of this, it's still July. Like, I mean, that's probably believable. But we're getting an XL. They promised us an XL. It's Pac-Man. They promised us an 80s cabinet. Guys, it's Atari 50. They said an unreleased 80s cabinet. Well, this is unreleased because nothing's been called Atari 50. What are your feelings about that? You know, I thought it was Double Dragon 2. I wasn't even close. You know, people are asking for Qbert. We have Atari 50, 80s cabinet, Pac-Man, XL. And the more I look at it, like, I don't mind it. I mean, I don't hate it. I mean, it'd be cool. Again, I mean, any arcade you can bring home is gonna look good. I mean, I'm always a fan of new arcades. I'm not gonna buy every arcade, but I can see a spot. I get it. You know, if someone is interested in these Atari games, having this Atari 50, you know, it's got the coin door. It's the deluxe. I mean, we'll see how this does. I'm hearing $4.99. But it's cool. It's a cool cabinet. I like it better than the Kith, to be honest with you. And that was another thing, is you got another email from Arcade1up, you know, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is back in stock. Yeah, and then you're charging $1,000 for this Kith cabinet. But that's all I want to touch on the Kith. I'm not completely thrilled about that cabinet, but this one, you know, I don't mind it. We'll head over to Costco and see if I can get in. We'll talk a little more about the XL. So as of right now, for $5.99, the Pac-Man XL is a Costco exclusive. Not sure if we're gonna see this from Arcade1up Direct or from any other retailers, but for right now, It's Costco, and I guess it's just the luck of the draw. You could show up at a Costco, find the cab, and pick it up for $600. Something to check out at Costco. We'll see if these show up at any other retailer, but for right now, $5.99. It's a Costco exclusive. Just a real beehive of activity here, guys. I mean, just look at all these cars. This is crazy. Even if I had a membership, gosh, I don't know if I want to go in right now. Look at this. You know, I purposely shop at Target early in a Sunday morning, grocery store early in a Sunday morning, to avoid this, right? Now, the walk and talks are different. We're not like trying to like pick up groceries and stuff for the week. And when I do go back to a Target the second time, you know, maybe I'll pick up like an action figure or something. I'm not gonna buy much more than that, but I mean, look at this. People waiting until about 1:30 in the afternoon Sunday. I mean, look at that, another car pulling in. Just a mad shopping area. Even over there where you see Five Below, TJ Maxx, there's an Ulta over there, maybe a Home Goods. This is a very busy shopping area. I mean, pretty much harbors for two cities, Menominee Falls and Germantown. And just like right down the road over here is where that Best Buy was. So I mean, it's just like everything. You got the Target, the Kohl's, the Best Buy, Walmart off to a distance, the Freeway right here, it's frontage road. Very busy area. Costco, just beehive activity today. Another car. So look at the Freeway right across the street from Costco. I was actually in the car. I pulled out of here and I saw this pathway up here. Went back in, parked the car. Always wanted to go over this bridge, get a good look. Best Buy was just right down the road over here. Get a good look at the Freeway. It's an awesome spot over Highway 45, south and north. All the traffic heading southbound. You can see a Super 8 hotel off to the distance. Everyone going north. And then a shot the other way. Pretty surreal being up here. Comes up to this incline and you can see that it drops back down across the street where those houses are. But all this traffic's heading towards Milwaukee. It's really cool. Never been on here before. Semis, buses. We're at the top of the world up here. Sitting at the top of the freeway, 45 north, 45 south. All the traffic coming through. Semis. Pretty cool stuff. Reminds me of that oasis right outside of Chicago. It was a lake forest oasis. We were coming back from ABT Electronics. Just imagine having a restaurant up here. I mean, that's cool. I wish Wisconsin would have more of this stuff, but this is a great bridge. I'm glad we did a pit stop here before we stop. We'll go to one more Best Buy. We'll stop at one more Best Buy. We'll do our closing on Arcade1up for this walk and talk. We'll wrap up our Arcade1up at the home Best Buy. I also got a speculated leak I want to share with everybody. We've been to a lot of stores today, and I gotta tell you, it's a hot day out. The AC, it's perfect in this Best Buy. Out of all of them, it's the coolest. Mortal Kombat 2 is on. You know, we all know about the marquee. We come here enough. This is off again. Guys, you gotta keep marquee on. What's up with Best Buy is not turning on Pac-Man. All the prices the same here as the last one we were at. And for the 90, what did I say last time? 98th, 99th time, $315.99, Terminator 2 in-store deal, $284 off. And just to say, you know, this is the first cabinet we've seen today with a riser display set up in the store. We've seen countercades, we've seen collectorcades, couchcades, deluxe cabinets, we talked XL. There's nothing wrong with any of these. It just depends on, you know, if you get a great deal on this, what's to say you can only get deluxe? That's what they're doing now. That's what Best Buy is selling. But they still have plenty of cabinets, and a lot of other retailers, plenty of cabinets with risers. And if the price is right, you get whatever arcade you want. And that's what Arcade1up is saying. They're not saying, hey, we just gave you a deluxe, but guess what? Now you got, you know, we're gonna get you to want to sell that. This is the first time I've ever seen one of these hooked up. So it's tied here so they don't tip forward. You see that? Same way with Pac-Man over here. I've never noticed that before when we were here. You know, the one thing that you never use when you're installing cabinets, which, by the way, I haven't put together a cabinet for so long. I've never used that. So, you know, the anti-tip. What's to stop you from buying any cabinet you want? And that's what Arcade1up's selling. They're saying if you're limited with space, if you have a bar, go with the countercade, go with the collectorcade, go with the partycade. We have those types of variables. We have deluxe with no risers. We have cabinets with risers. And then we have XLs. And if you want as close to the real cabinet as you can, you go with the XL. And you know, there's nothing wrong with any of these. So much news is hit, and there's so much more coming, and it's just crazy. You know, they kind of gave us a couple of months of you know, iArcade goes down, at games goes with 4K. You know, what's going on with Arcade1up? This is what's going on with Arcade1up. They have 5 different form factors they're selling us right now. There's more new releases coming, and I got 2 things I want to hint with. I thought of this on the way over here. You see Crystal Castles. I don't remember seeing Crystal Castles on an Arcade1up before. Go back to May 25th on the Arcade1up Update show. Look behind Eugene Jarvis here. You see Crystal Castles. Now that's on the Atari 50. And do you remember what Eugene Jarvis did say that day? I want to see Robotron Smash TV come out. You know, the Atari 50 looked like the 80s cabinet, but driving over here I thought of this. They could announce 2 to 3 more cabinets. If they gave us Smash TV Robotron this year, along with Time Crisis, if they finished the year like that, with last year we're going back to NFL Blitz and Marvel vs. Capcom 2. If they gave us those cabinets to close out the year, how big would that be for Arcade1up? But looking at this image, and again, this is an image, this isn't an actual picture of Time Crisis. Yeah, we're getting the 2 guns. You have the foot pedal. I mean, the cord, I mean, that's how my Terminator 2 cords are on those light guns. Can't tell on the marquee if it's like the Pac-Mania where we can just Joe Sabos this, peel that off, put a new marquee on, or if it's a slip. You know, we actually slide it in there like we do with the Deluxe, but it's an image. We'll find out how accurate this is. There's no coin door. You know, we see the pedal, the side art. I mean, from just looking at this, I'm okay with this. Like, this would be cool. I mean, I am interested in getting Time Crisis. The coin door, though, I mean, Nerd Lounge Master 84 brought this up to me, like, what do you think that it doesn't have a coin door? I didn't even notice that. Like, it has to have a coin door, right? But then you make the argument, like, you go to Big Buck Hunter and you say, well, that has a molded coin door, but it doesn't have a light up marquee. So I mean, if we're cutting costs here, I'd rather have a light up marquee and we can figure out the coin door. But I mean, going forward, I mean, they should all have coin doors, right? We don't know what the price is, but I want to speculate on when we're going to see an actual image of this. Not, I'm just going to call this CGI. I mean, this is just, it's basically a drawing. Like, this isn't an actual arcade like we're looking at right now out of any of these. I think we're 3.5 weeks away, near the end of August. I'm going to speculate that we're going to see exactly what Time Crisis looks like, what games are on here. We'll know everything about Time Crisis near the end of August. That's what I'm going to go with. I think they're going to make that announcement before we hit September, when we go to the Cleveland Gaming Classic, before all that stuff. Because you know, The At Games 4Ks will be there. Arcade1up wants to just throw one of their big heavy hitters before that convention, have people prep for it. I'm going with near the end of August. Time Crisis. They gave us, I mean, just the possibility, just because I saw the Crystal Castles on that Atari 50. Could you imagine if they finished the year with Robotron Smash TV? Put Total Carnage on there. I mean, just how huge would that be for Arcade1up? Imagine, I mean, that just kind of hit me. I didn't really plan on talking about that, but when I saw Crystal Castles, and then I remember that picture with Eugene Jarvis, it just made me think that's very well possible. That's gonna do it for today. Remember, subscribe to Arcades Anonymous. I'll have a link in the description. We took this here, like we get Best Buy. In the background, we'll never see a riser at Best Buy. I'm gonna give this away once Arcades Anonymous channel hits 500 subs, and I believe G.I. Joel just threw something in, and I gotta look at what that is, but there's gonna be more prizes for 500. This is what we got today. We'll get into that as the channel grows. As far as our channel, we're close to 1,000, guys. We're super close. We'll have something very soon on where to be to win that Killer Instinct cab, the Joe Sabos Marquee, the 2-player custom NBA Jam deck, the At Games Pro Mini, Bobby Badicera, a 3T Plus Pi, and a bar top arcade. I mean, there's just so much stuff. I'm just kind of freehanding it here. I want to thank everybody for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. What is it about these risers? Like, how many Walmarts have I went to look for these, and then I finally like pull the trigger, I'm gonna get it. I mean, it's such an old model, you know? It's got that generic Arcade1up logo. Like, who's even buying risers anymore? I did. Guys, I can't pass up on a deal like this. It's a steal. And there was another one, like I didn't want to like turn around and sell it, just sitting on this. Like, if it takes the channel a little bit to get to the subs, I'm fine with like just having this in the background. I love it. Just love finding Arcade1up.